Hello, everyone. Well, it's been another week, and we're still alive. Fortunately, fortune has favored us, and we're still alive for another week. And who knows how much longer we have left, right? But we're alive for another week. And we have three topics to cover today, so I'm getting to those right away. First of all, train derailments. Train derailments have been happening all across the country and even abroad. There was a train derailment in Turkey, I believe. I think it was Turkey. There was a train derailment in Turkey, and there were several train derailments here in the U.S. Can you say sabotage? That's right, folks. Sabotage. These trains are being sabotaged by someone or something. The train derailments made the news. There was even a little town in Minnesota where there was a train derailment, and it was a major train derailment. It was many tons of ethanol and other flammable materials, and there were flames, but they said that the flames hadn't penetrated to the interior of the cars, so there was no danger. But boy, oh boy, isn't that scary? Another train derailment. Well, I think they should investigate sabotage, because that's what I suspect, that there's been some sabotage of some train tracks. They should try to catch the culprit who keeps derailing these trains. So, trains are in the news. Transgendered people are also in the news, because it turns out that school shooter at that religious school in Tennessee happened to be transgendered, and she really believed she was a he, but she was born a female, so they're referring to her as she, even though she preferred to be referred to as he. But she was born a female, and she left evidence behind that they're not sharing with the public. Well, I for one would like that information shared with the public, because let's face it, a person doesn't become trans by accident or overnight, okay? It doesn't happen by accident. It doesn't happen overnight. A person becomes transgendered because somebody in their lives abused them and caused severe gender confusion in their minds and hearts and souls. And so I can attest to this fact. I can attest to the fact that my father abused me, all right? And he said to me, "A little forgiveness, son." And he also referred to me as his husband, and said he was my husband. He thought we were in a gay relationship together because he wished I was a boy. He wished I was a boy, so because he wished I was a boy because he was a gay man, he referred to me as his son. And he caused severe gender confusion in me, and I turned into I thought I was transgendered. Turns out later I decided that I wasn't transgendered, but at the time I thought I was transgendered, okay? And transgendered meaning a transsexual, for those who don't know the latest vocabulary that's been released by our authorities. Authority figures in the gay community have released the new terminology that transsexuals will now be known as transgendered people, and anyone who was using the term before just for gets to call themselves genderqueer. That's the new word for as somebody who's confused about their sexuality, that they get to be called genderqueer. And those who believe that they're the opposite sex get get to be called transgender. It was a total change around, okay? But I would investigate the father. I would investigate the shooter's father, and I would try to get him locked behind bars. He deserves, that father of that transgendered youth deserves to be behind bars. So she wasn't too youthful. She was 28 years old, but the abuse never went away. It never went away. It stayed with her. And I'll tell you, the abuse has stayed with me as well. The way that I was abused and the way I was treated, the abuse has stayed with me, and I was never the same again. I always, I hear my father's voice, even today, saying, "A little forgiveness, son," and trying to confuse me and make me think that I was a boy just because he wished I was a boy. Just because he wished I was a boy, but he hated females. Oh boy, did he hate females, and he wanted to turn me into a prostitute too. So he hated females. He wanted to turn me into a prostitute. He wanted me to be fat, and he wanted me to be gay. And so those were his wishes for me. I guess 2 out of 3 ain't bad that he got me to be fat. He called me a cow and a pig and little toilet paper and all sorts of names. And he thought he was real funny. He thought it was a hoot. He thought what he was doing was hilarious, and every weekend was a party for him getting to abuse me. So, gender confusion, yes, that can be caused by abuse, and they're being groomed. I was groomed. I was groomed to become a fat gay prostitute. Fat gay prostitute. That's what he was grooming me for. He was grooming me to become a prostitute. But he was also grooming me to become gay, and grooming me to become gay, and he was gay himself. So the gay guy grooming a little girl to become a gay girl. That's what he was doing, and he wanted me to have gender confusion. So I was being groomed to become a transgendered person. And so he didn't succeed. He didn't succeed in getting me to become transgendered. But I thought I was transgendered at first. When I was, about 18 years old, I thought I was transgendered, and just took some time to decide that I sure didn't want an operation to change my gender, and feel bad for those who do, that their father's abuse or someone abused them, and now they are confused about their gender and maybe even ready to shoot up a school because of the abuse. So I would investigate the father. The father is definitely guilty in this case. I would investigate the father, and I would bring him to justice for all the lives lost in that school shooting, because he obviously had a role to play. So that was trains and trans. Now we're getting to Trump. Okay, Trump is in the news. He's been indicted, and they don't know how or when they're going to take him in, because they don't know if he's going to surrender without a fight. They don't know whether he's going to surrender without a fight, and he's been riling up his base, trying to get them to protest and trying to get them to riot again. He wants them to riot. All the people who are willing to riot for him have been arrested already because they came to his aid and stormed the Capitol, and now they're all under arrest. They've gone to prison for his sake. And so who's going to protest now, right? Now is this politically motivated, this indictment? Is it politically motivated? Well, the answer is yes. It is politically motivated. But then the real question is, does it matter? And my answer to that is, I don't know. I don't know if it matters. But it matters to some people, and for other people, it doesn't matter. So, why does it not matter to some people, and why does it matter to others? Well, because Trump has been a lightning rod, and he's said so many crazy things. Um, just like drinking disinfectant is going to cure COVID, or this is going to cure COVID, or that's going to cure COVID. I'm sorry for saying COVID. I'm sorry. Sorry, everyone. But he did say that. He did say that it wasn't true. And he blew it off and said it was just a joke. It was just a joke. I was just joking. So he said some bad things. Okay, he said some really bad things, and including he blamed the Democrats for detaining the children at the border. That he was going to detain children at the border and give them away to American parents, and they lost all contact with their parents and their real parents, and their parents were sent away when the kids were detained. And so very sad ending for those Mexican and other nationality children that got detained at the border, that they lost their real parents. So that he said it was the Democrats' fault, but he's the one that gave the orders for it. So he said he was just following the law that was a law passed by Democrats in the Congress. So that he's controversial. He's a controversial figure, to no doubt. And there's people who, because of the things he's done and said in the past, don't really care what happens to him. But then again, there's also his devoted followers who love him dearly and don't want to see anything happen to him. And I'm just riding on the fence, wondering if it's true that he could prevent a world war, or if he would push the button to start the world war. I don't know. He's an unknown to me. And because he's unknown, he's dangerous. He's a dangerous man. And I wouldn't want to cross him, because he can send his followers to do in anybody, like, look what happened to Nancy Pelosi's husband. Oh boy, that was a Trump follower as well, I think, or it might not have been, but Nancy Pelosi quit because she was so afraid for her husband's life and her own safety as well. So Nancy Pelosi quit because of that, and people were glad that Nancy Pelosi had quit. But what happened to her husband was no joke. It wasn't funny. And Trump had attacked Nancy Pelosi almost relentlessly when he was in office, and even attacked her after he was out of office. So could have been something he said or did that caused that man to attack Nancy Pelosi's husband. Who knows? If he wanted to attack Nancy Pelosi, that was his real target. So I just want to say that, yes, this is a politically motivated prosecution, but also Trump really did bribe Stormy Daniels, and that was wrong of him, and it was a felony. And anybody else, if anybody else did that, they'd be going to prison too. So, but look at January 6th of the riot at the Capitol. That was really criminal. That was much worse than bribing Stormy Daniels. He got away scot-free doing that, and he did it right in public where everybody could see him. Everybody could see Trump. Everybody could see Trump. riling up the crowd and stirring up the crowd and saying, we're going to the Capitol now, and we're going to stand outside and make our voices heard. And they're going to hear us inside the chamber. And he knew that they would invade the Capitol. He knew they were going to storm the Capitol. He brought them right up to the steps of the Capitol, and then he beat a quick retreat back to his presidential palace and watched from afar as the rioters stormed the Capitol. Terrible, just terrible. And so those who know me best know that I'm just on the fence with Trump because I don't know what he's going to do next. And honestly, I don't trust him. I don't trust him, and I don't know what he's going to do next. So I'm thinking that maybe he shouldn't run for president again, even though I know that he's going to anyway. Might be better off if he doesn't run. But yes, this is a politically motivated act going after him with Stormy Daniels. That's the only thing they can get him on. It's the only thing that they could prosecute him for. And jury found him guilty almost unanimously. They indicted him. So don't know what's going to happen next. If he's going to make a run for it, or if he's going to submit himself to them. There's really no way to tell what he's going to do. But he's always under the watchful eye of the Secret Service, so they can nab him themselves if they want to take him in. So, Trump, yes, it was politically motivated, but whether it matters is a complete unknown to me. I don't know whether it matters or not that it's politically motivated. Probably yes, that it does matter, but not sure whether I care, because Trump, what he has great policies, doesn't he? He has great policies, but he's the things he says and some of the things he does are not nice. They're not nice things. So that's it. Could hear the thunder roll. It's a stormy day for Stormy Daniels. And I'll see you next time.